When darkness falls, the alien reckoning. The distant streaks of light pierce through the night, a cascade of fiery shooting stars. But for one small, unassuming town at the edge of nowhere, those lights bring not hope but death. One of the stars crashes into a quiet neighborhood street, splitting the earth with monstrous force. For a long, breathless moment, there's nothing but smoke and debris, until movement stirs. The first alien emerges from the smoking pod, limbs grotesquely elongated, its silhouette bending against the light of flames. Its dark, expressionless eyes observe its surroundings, its intention ominously unclear. The scene ends abruptly. Another streak of light plunges into the ground in the distance, and another, and another. Daylight only brings clarity to the devastation. The peaceful neighborhood we saw just moments before is now a graveyard of burned homes, mangled structures, and eerie silence. Where there was once life, now lay the remains of people, twisted and disfigured, as if their very existence was an offense to the unknown beings. A small group of survivors gathers in shock. Among them is a young woman named Lara. Her trembling hands clutch the photo of her family, their smiles a cruel reminder that she is utterly, devastatingly alone. She doesn't weep, though. There's no time for grief. Her survival instincts take hold as another crash echoes in the distance, a haunting promise that whatever came in those pods is far from finished. Lara's journey collides with other survivors. An ex-soldier named Marcus, an injured medic called Jody, and a resourceful teenager, Darren. Together, they attempt to make sense of the nightmarish events unfolding, but their questions remain unanswered. Who are these beings? What do they want? And why is their destruction so personal? The group soon learns that the alien threat is not simply physical. The creatures do not merely kill, they manipulate the mind. Trust dissolves like fragile paper in fire, and paranoia tightens its grip around them all. The invaders are experts of psychological warfare. They force humanity to destroy itself from the inside before delivering the killing blow. The group stumbles on an abandoned store and takes refuge, but safety remains an illusion. As they gather supplies and a plan starts to take form, something stirs in the shadows. Marcus shouts a warning, but it's too late. One of the aliens crashes through an upper window, its skeletal limbs whipping violently as it hunts. It's Darren who manages to crush the alien's skull with a makeshift weapon. The group barely survives with their lives, but the encounter leaves more wounds than just physical. Lara watches Marcus stare at their fallen attacker, mumbling to himself, "It wasn't hunting, it was playing." Determined to fight back, Lara pushes the group onward. There's no time to mourn, no time to stop running. Along the way, they stumble across wreckage from one of the alien pods, its sleek surfaces vibrating with some unearthly energy. Inside, they find clues, fragments of maps illustrating Earth cities with chilling accuracy. It's in this moment they understand the extent of the alien invasion. This isn't chaos, it's organized, calculated genocide, but something doesn't add up. Lara studies strange symbols etched into the walls of the wreckage, their meaning haunting and unclear. After deciphering part of the markings, Darren mutters hesitantly, "Harvest," it says, "harvest." Their nightmares lead them to the epicenter of the alien activity, a makeshift alien hive pulsating in an untouched forest. The closer they get, the more unnatural their surroundings become. Trees twist in shapes that defy physics, and the sounds in the forest are not of this earth. The survivors infiltrate the hive in search of answers, wading through endless corridors coated in strange, organic material. Here, the invaders keep their trophies, humans who were unfortunate enough to survive their initial onslaught. Their bodies twisted and fused with alien technology, their faces contorted in anguish, eyes pleading silently for escape. Lara feels her knees weaken, but Jody places a steady hand on her shoulder. "We have to keep moving," she whispers. Yet every step deeper feels like an invitation for death to follow. It's within the hive that the true terror strikes. One by one, the group falls victim to the aliens' mind-altering abilities. Darren suddenly turns on them, his face twisted with fury, as he accuses them of deliberately leading him to his death. The sound echoes and silence falls. Darren crumples before their eyes. Behind him stands Marcus, gun still smoking. "He was gone," Marcus growls, avoiding Lara's horrified gaze. But the tragedy has shaken them all. The realization is horrifying. Even among themselves, the aliens are winning. The group forces its way into the central chamber of the hive, where the aliens pulse with quiet, calculated energy. Here, their mission becomes clear. The harvested humans aren't just victims. The aliens are using their neural energy to expand their minds, one miserable soul at a time. Humanity isn't just being exterminated, their minds are being effectively stolen. Fueled by desperation, the survivors initiate their plan. Lara sets explosive charges while the others hold off the aliens. The scene is chaotic, brutal. Marcus acts as their shield, fending off wave after wave of attackers, buying time for the group to finish. Both Jody and Marcus fall before the charges are fully planted. Their sacrifice is a heavy price for the sliver of hope they've found. Surrounded by carnage, Lara hesitates for a single moment, but there's no turning back. She detonates the explosives, obliterating the hive in a cataclysmic roar of light and sound. As the dust settles, Lara stumbles out of the wreckage, coughing and covered in the ash of the fallen hive. She's utterly alone, carrying the burden of survival on her shoulders. Yet, as she steps back into the ruined world, something is wrong. The sky above is filled once again with light, but this time it's not streaking stars. They fall slower now, more deliberate, like the deliberate countdown of some cosmic clock. More pods descend from above, each heralding the arrival of an alien force even larger, even deadlier than the first. Lara collapses to the ground, battered but unbroken. With no allies to lean on, she steels herself as the camera draws closer to her face. Her eyes glisten with fear but shine faintly with defiance. The screen fades to black. A single, bone-chilling voiceover echoes in the silence. How do you fight when even your mind isn't your own? A final moment of quiet lingers before the screen flickers, revealing hundreds of pods raining down on distant cities across the planet, a visual promise that the true reckoning has only just begun. Humanity has lost the battle. The fate of our future lies unknown. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories. Dare to explore